welcome to my channel, the Baking Diva. For those of you who are subscribers of mine, thanks for returning. And if this is your first time here, welcome. Hit that subscribe and you'll be part of my little baking family here, and you'll get a notification the next time I have a video up. Well, tomorrow I'm preparing a couple of things that I'm making to bring to my daughter's house for Easter. But today I'm making something healthy that I want to nibble on for snacks or treats. I think I mentioned a few videos back that I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and the doctor wanted me to watch my carbs, and so far it's working. I've lost about 14 pounds, and it's from just cutting out like a lot of white flour and sugar and things like that. Now don't get me wrong, I'm the Baking Diva and I do treat myself to these things, but like the nutritionist told me, she said, just plan for it. If you're going to a party or it's a holiday or whatever, a wedding or out to dinner, and you know you're going to have something yummy, just plan for it. And that's what I do. But I'm going to make something today. It's not related to Easter. And actually, it was in a cookbook by Brittany Williams. And it's a, what's the name of it again? Wait, I'm sorry. It's, the cookbook is Instant Loss, let me see. The cookbook's Instant Loss, Eat Real. And apparently this woman was well over the upper 200s. She lost over 100 pounds, and she changed her way of eating. So this recipe came from her, so I wanted to give her credit for that. And what's good is you don't have to be a diabetic, but if you are a diabetic, it's nice because it contains no sugar, contains no flour. So it's great for diabetics, and also it's gluten-free. So what I really like about it is you make it in a blender, either a high-speed blender, or I always use my Ninja here. So what do you say we get started? Super easy to make, and I'm looking forward to it. But don't forget to come back when I put my next two videos up, because I think they're going to blow your mind. They are not let's say, super healthy recipes, but they're the nice ones if you want to treat yourself to something a little decadent. But I'll keep you guessing on that. So let's get started. I'm going to use my Ninja, and I'll plug it in here in a minute. Okay. Now, all you're going to do is put your ingredients in the Ninja. And I'll put the recipe down below for you in that more section. But, oh wait, before I forget, I wanted to show you my apron. I've had this apron for about a year and never wore it. It says, let me try to stand up. Do people pay for therapy? And then it says on it, oh, it says, do people who pay for therapy realize they can eat frosting right from the can? I thought it was cute. I'll put a picture in of the apron for you. But I don't have any frosting in the can today, but that's okay. I have been known to spoon it out and eat a spoonful or two. So anyway, let me take this part of my Ninja. And the first thing I'm going to put in here is 4 eggs. Now, if your Ninja or your blender is not like a high-speed one, you might want to put your oats in here first, but I think this is pretty high-speed and it should work. So first I'm going to crack in here 4 eggs. I was in Costco the other day, whoopsie, and they were selling packs of 24 eggs in these plastic like containers, and they were limiting 3 per person, and it was $7 and change for the 2 dozen eggs. So considering what they are selling for now, I thought that was okay, and I bought the pack of the 2 dozen eggs. So everywhere you go, it's something different. So anyway, that's the 4 eggs I'm putting in here. Now I'm going to put in 2/3 of a cup of pure pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling, the pure pumpkin. So I already measured it out here. So let me put that in. And I love pumpkin. I could eat pumpkin all year. It doesn't have to be the fall or Thanksgiving for me. I can eat it all year round. And I will say pumpkin pie is a red light for me. You know what they say, the red light, the danger zone. I could sit there and eat a whole pumpkin pie. I just really like it. And I was bad for a while there. I mean, I was walking through the bakery department of the food store, and they have pumpkin pies there all year. And I would see it and I'd pick it up, and I swear over a few days I'd eat that whole pumpkin pie. So now I try hard to pass it by anyway. All right, and now we need 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. I think I just spilled some of my maple syrup, but I'm used to it. I spill everything. Okay, so that's the that's the vanilla extract. Put this aside. Now I'm going to put in 1½ cups of oats. I'm using the rolled oats. You can use steel cut oats if you want to. No, you don't have to cook the steel cut oats first, but I always use the rolled oats. So there we go with that. Let me wipe the maple syrup off my hand. I'm going to put in 1/4 cup of pure maple syrup. Okay. Now the recipe calls for 1/4 cup of coconut sugar. I do like coconut sugar, but I don't have any on hand, but you can substitute it for any other like 0 calorie sugar that you have. So I have the stevia in the raw. I have the one that's perfectly blended. It's good for baking, so I'm going to put that in. But if you have the coconut sugar, I think it's good. And we're going to put in 1½ teaspoons of baking soda. So let me get my 1 teaspoon out here. Make sure your baking soda has not expired. I've heard some people say, oh, you know, my cookies or my muffins, they didn't rise. And I always tell them, check on your baking soda, because if it's old and it's expired, it isn't going to work. So that's 1½ teaspoons. And now I'm going to put in a half a teaspoon of a pumpkin pie spice. So let me get my ½ teaspoon out here. Okay, here we go. And last but not least is 1/4 teaspoon of fine sea salt. Now, I don't have fine sea salt. So I'm going to put in, I have coarse salt, but it doesn't call for that. You know, I have the coarse salt, but since it's calling for fine sea salt, I'm just going to put in regular salt. It's only 1/4 teaspoon. So let me get that. And if you have the fine sea salt, by all means use that. I have so much here, but I don't have everything, and then sometimes I run out. I write it on the list, I forget to buy it, yada yada yada. All right, now I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees. Let me put this aside for a minute. Now, what you want to use for this recipe is you want to use the silicone cupcake liners. And this makes 12 regular size muffins. Now, I happen to have purchased one of these. It's a cupcake tin, but the silicones are already attached. So they tell you to spray them anyway, and I just followed my recipes, so I'm going to do that. But they're great. You don't need, to use separate muffins and all of that. And this washes nicely, right in the sink. So I am going to spray this now. Whoopsie. Oh boy. And you can use any cooking spray of your choice. Usually I don't spray my silicone liners, but it does say to spray it, so I'm going to do that. Alrighty. Now let me put this aside over here, and then I'm going to set up my Ninja, and we're going to blend this all. Put this on. I'm noticing on the recipe that it does tell you if you don't have a high-powered blender or some type of a Ninja, then it says you can use oat flour instead of the oats, and you can mix the ingredients with a hand mixer. But I think the great part about this is you can make it right in a blender. So let me put on my top here. I have it plugged in, and I like to pulse it when I do it. So we're going to get this all blended nicely. Looks high powered to me. Looks like it's blending pretty good. And also, I should tell you so I don't forget, these freeze very well. You can put them in an airtight container, or you can put them like in a freezer bag, and you can freeze them, and then when you want to eat them, leave it out on the counter for about 15 minutes before you eat it. Let me take a look and see how it's doing. You can use a spoon or a spatula to just make sure it's all mixing, and this looks like it is. Okay, I'm just going to mix it a little more. I think that looks done to me, because it tells you to kind of mix it for, what does it say, like, I don't know, 15 seconds or so. So now I'm going to swing on over here with my cupcake pan, and what you want to do is you want to fill these about halfway. So let me see, maybe I can pour them right out of here. Okay. Now this is working well. The less I have to wash, the better. And since these don't have any like white flour in them, I think they come out maybe a little dense, which personally I like. Now, these can be eaten by themselves, which is good. And they're delicious when you eat them warm, but you can eat them cold too. And there's also a recipe where you can make like a little streusel for the top. I'm not going to do that today because I don't want the streusel on mine, but it's easy to make, and I will put the recipe for you with the muffins in case you do want to make the topping. Woo! I didn't measure this at all, but let's see. Let me get this out. Let me get my spoon to scoop it out of there. Now, do what I say and not what I do, because I didn't really measure these, and several of them are more than half full, so it looks like I got 11 instead of 12. I mean, I could take some of the batter out of some of them, but that's okay. I don't mind. It's fine. It's all good. And you don't have to be like on a diet to eat these. These are just a healthy brand, just a healthier snack. And I remember the woman saying that what she did was she cut out, and I did the same thing, all boxed cereal. And when the doctor sent me to see a nutritionist, just to learn a little bit more about, you know, type 2 diabetes and the right way to eat, she said to me, and she checked it right off, she said, no matter what they tell you, no boxed cereals are good for you. So I don't eat them. I never ate them a lot anyway, but now I don't eat them at all. And I'll get a whole grain waffles. What else do I get? I'm trying to think. Whole grain muffins, like I'm making today. Oatmeal, you know, unsweetened, good oatmeal. And I just, I try to stay away from, you know, anything with the white flour in it. And it seems to be working. My numbers have gone down and my weight's gone down. And no, I am not on any Ozempic. I'm just doing it the regular way and just watching everything I'm eating. So anyway, I'm gonna put these babies in the oven for, let's see what it says, 16 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. And then we're gonna let them cool for about 5 minutes, and it says to run a butter knife along the sides of the muffin cups and carefully remove each muffin and serve warm. So I'm gonna put these babies in the oven, I'm gonna take them out, do what it says, and I'm gonna do a taste testing. You know, I'll bet these would be good, very good. Have you ever had the Lily's brand? It's the unsweetened little chocolate morsels. They have different flavors. I happen to like Lily's. They probably have other kind. But I bet you could sprinkle a few of the little Lily's chocolate chip, the small chocolate chip morsels in there. They would be good too. So anyway, just a thought. Stay tuned and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I followed this recipe to a T. I baked these muffins for 16 minutes. I let them cool in the pan for 5. I took a butter knife, like it said, and go around the edges, but you barely even have to do that. They come right out. So I'll put a picture in for you. Here they are. Now this has no streusel on the top, and that's the way I'm making them today. But I will put a picture in with the streusel on the top so you can see what they look like. So let me cut one of these in half. They're warm. It says they're great to eat warm, but like I said earlier, you can freeze them. And then if you pop them out of the freezer and you want to have 1 or 2, just leave them out in the counter for about 15 minutes to thaw out. So let me cut this in half. They look good. They smell good. Let's see if they taste good. They're a little chewy, not real chewy, but they're not like a light, fluffy muffin. They're a little more dense. They're good, I think. Let me taste it again. . I think they go good with a nice cup of tea or coffee. However, I think you could easily add to these maybe a little more pumpkin pie spice, or if you want them sweeter, a tiny bit more of the sugar substitute. But I think they're very good. They're not a sweet gourmet muffin. They're just a nice little healthy muffin. And I know they would satisfy me. I'd probably eat 2 of them. I don't know how many calories they are because the woman that has the cookbook out, she doesn't put that in there. She said she doesn't do it because so many different ingredients or maybe different calories and have different consistencies, so she doesn't do that. But what she does is she uses healthy ingredients. So you don't have to be a diabetic to eat these. You just have to be someone who is trying to be healthier, maybe eat healthier foods, more whole grain foods, not the sugary white stuff that's not supposed to be good for you. And trust me, I eat enough of it. It's great to have once in a while, but not to just stuff your face with it, you know, plan for it. So anyway, I think these are good. I think if you make a batch of these, you want to have them in the morning for breakfast. I think that's what I'll do tomorrow. You want to have them at night while you're watching TV for a little snack, go ahead and do it. So anyway, I'm going to be back probably tomorrow with this decadent, let me give you a hint, it's a decadent pie that's easy to make. I'm bringing it over to my daughter's house for Easter, and you won't want to miss it. So, thanks for watching. You know I say this all the time, but I really appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. I love you all. And thanks for following my channel. It helps it to grow. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button. And if I don't see you, for those of you that celebrate, have a very happy and blessed Easter. So I will see you soon. Love you. Toodles!